Today's breaking headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Serious Sam filling in for Rex Bear at the Leak Project. It has come to the attention of the higher management here at the Leak Project that Rex Bear hasn't been taking things seriously enough. So today, we're going to look at the major headlines, breaking headlines, flesh-eating, sexually transmitted diseases allegedly reported in England. And this is from Fox News. An unnamed female patient who lives in Southport between the ages of 15 and 25 reportedly diagnosed with donovanosis within the last 12 months. This is SOA-AIDS, Amsterdam. This is a rare sexually transmitted disease that causes flesh-eating ulcers on patients' genitalia. And it's popped up in England. Lancashire Post reported this. The donovanosis, which is spread through sexual intercourse with an infected patient or by being into contact with the patient's infected ulcer. Now, this has been seen before in India, New Guinea, parts of the Caribbean, Central Australia, and Southern Africa. The CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, say the painless disease causes progressive ulcerative lesions on the genitals or perineum, which are prone to heavy bleeding. Well, thank goodness the CDC says it's painless, because flesh-eating genital ulcers that bleed sound painful. Also, this just in, swinger parties in the United Kingdom are now going viral. Next article. This is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. Striking photo shows a member of Trump's entourage blocking a news photographer's camera lens during a rally in Indiana. The outcry, ladies and gentlemen, thank goodness this has made international news. Because could you think of anything more important than a Trump supporter blocking a camera? Very important. BusinessInsider.com. Trump Indiana rally camera blocked by staff 2018. Now, let me just break this to you, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. President Trump, a supporter of President Trump, stood in front of a camera. This is unprecedented. Can you believe the insanity? This is much more important than the stratospheric aerosol injections that have depleted the ozone by up to 76%. This is much more valuable information than the grand solar minimum, the mass crop die-offs. This is so important. We are right now learning about this, much more important than the UVC radiation frying the coral reef. So much more pertinent to mankind than the report that recently came out by a global footprint showing that the planet's resources have already been consumed a couple weeks ago, and we've got a few months left. Yes, this is what's more important, ladies and gentlemen. Record-breaking heat and temperatures across almost half the globe, that does not matter. Let's look at what's really important right now. One of President Donald Trump's volunteer staffers blocked a news photographer's camera lens as the journalist tried to take a photo of a protester during a campaign rally that was on Thursday night in Evansville, Indiana. And I think that everybody should just be reading this information right now and letting this soak in. Because can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? Can you believe it? Will you just look at it? Will you just look at it? Will you just look at it? Well, you can't, because a Trump supporter's blocking it. One of them. And then, after a protester interrupted him and was escorted out, Trump said, and now tomorrow, you're going to read headlines. Trump had protesters all over the place. One person, major protest, But are they going to talk about the thousands and thousands of people inside this arena and outside of the arena? No. Where we put screens? No. And speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, you need to check out TrumpCoin2020.com right now. Because if you use the code Leak Project, you will get a $5 discount on this limited edition silver coin. Everybody needs one of these coins. You know how valuable this is? It's silver, it's got Trump on it, and it's limited, and it's really shiny. And you'll get a $5 discount at TrumpCoin2020.com. And it even has stuff on the back. It even has his accomplishments on the back. And if you compare this to many silver coins, you're going to see how much shinier this one is than the other ones. And did I mention it's limited? And did I mention you get a $5 discount with the code Leak Project? Do you see how serious we need to be? Do you see how serious this is, ladies and gentlemen? You have to take this serious. You totally have to take this serious. It's very serious. This is not a joking matter. Now, aren't you thankful the mainstream does such an amazing job bringing us important, pertinent news right to your computer screen? Can you believe a supporter of Trump actually stopped or stood in front of a camera? I'm not surprised this made international news. Business Insider, read all about it. BusinessInsider.com, Trump, Indiana rally camera blocked by staff 2018. Now let's look at the next major headline today. This is a very important news article, ladies and gentlemen. This is really serious. This is not a joking matter. What happens when Facebook mistakenly blocks local news stories? And my question is, what happens when nobody really cares? Read all about it, Wired.com. Now let's look at the next major headline, ladies and gentlemen. Major headline, major news. Astronauts tackle air leak on International Space Station. Astronauts on the International Space Station are having to deal with an air leak from a possible collision. It has been traced to a small hole in a capsule that was used to deliver a new crew to the laboratory 250 miles above the Earth just this June. Now, there are mission controllers in Houston, Houston, Texas, and Russia's capital, a place called Moscow. They say the 6-strong crew are in no danger, even though there's a hole in a space station in outer space. Now, impacts from tiny meteoroids, are a permanent threat to the orbiting platform, and it was built to withstand the constant bombardment from dusty fragments that whiz about above the Earth. Thank goodness. Well, at least it's just a small hole. Who cares about the additional radiation the astronauts will be exposed to? And besides, they breathe too much air anyway. This is a great way for them to cut down cold turkey. Besides, some people on the internet say the ISS isn't real anyway, and NASA made space in a Hollywood basement. Also, this just in, some people say everything is real on the internet. Read all about it, bbc.com, news, science, environment. Now let's go to the next article. Let's take a look at the next article, shall we? This is extremely serious, ladies and gentlemen. This is extremely serious. I am so glad that Blake Neal unsubbed. Thank you, Blake. Please have a wonderful day. Thank you for unsubscribing. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next one is, I had gender reassignment surgery at 81. This is from bbc.com. Ruth Rose is now 85. Very happy, extremely satisfied. And she says that she knew she was a female from the age of 9. She didn't have a medical sex change, though, until just 4 years ago at the age of 81. Many people wondered why wait until 81. If you knew 70 years ago, well, she just had to be sure. And at 81, certain parts might not be working as good anyway, so why not? What else are you going to do? BBC.com News, gender reassignment surgery at 81. You've just got to be sure. Now, this is a very important article. This is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is international news. This is so important. This is so important, international news. And Computer John says he's been MK'd. He's been MK'd. Well, this article says not Indiana, we just talked about that. India, winking song, actress not blasphemous court rules. India's Supreme Court has dismissed a case against an actress over a movie scene that a Muslim group has argued was blasphemous. Priya Varrier is seen winking during a song in the video. Can you believe that, folks? Actually winking. Winking. Going viral in India this year. I cannot believe this. Winking in a song. The accuser said, but she was winking and giggling. So not only was she winking, she was giggling also in a sacred song that refers to the Prophet Muhammad's wife. And it was an act of blasphemy. She petitioned the court after the police had reassigned a case filed by the group, which demanded that the song be dropped from the film. I mean, could you imagine if you saw somebody winking in a song? Now, Chief Justice Deepak Mishra dismissed the case against Miss Varrier, as well as the director and producer of the movie, saying somebody in the film sings a song and you have no other job but to file a case. Once again, she was winking and smiling. Complete blasphemy. This is the devil's work. MTV might even be proud of it if it was in the 80s. MTV. They would have probably, this is just unprecedented. The actress said that the complaints had misunderstood the song. The winking was because she had something in her eyes and had nothing to do with anything else. BBC.com News World. This is world news. World news. Next article, ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. This is major headline news. Major headlines. Wisconsin boy rescued from sewer after firefighter spots his finger poking out of manhole. A Wisconsin boy was rescued from a storm sewer Tuesday after an eagle-eyed firefighter saw the child's finger poking out of the manhole cover following severe weather in the area. The 11-year-old boy was playing with his friends in a flooded drainage ditch in the village of Harrison. Heavy rain passed through the area at about 6 p.m. Then the boy, who was not identified, got swept under the water and didn't resurface. This certainly gives a whole new meaning to pull my finger. I just thank God he was alive and he had made it that long, Papa said. It could have gone a million different ways, but this one way, it worked out for him. FoxNews.com, rescued from sewer after firefighter spots his finger poking out of manhole. Now, next major headline news. This is major headlines, ladies and gentlemen. This is breaking news. This is very important. Goats get human feelings and prefer happy faces. Read the study. After years of living around humans, goats may have learned to read and respond to facial expressions, a new study said. And they seem to like happy people more. That kind of emotional intelligence is often talked about with cats, dogs, but researchers in this study, the Royal Open Society published it, they wanted domesticated goats to live their best lives also. In other news, domesticated humans and a new study, humans get goat feelings and prefer blank stares. Report shows people prefer ignorance and make-believe over intelligence and reality. abcnews.go.com, technology, goats, human feelings, prefer happy faces, study, story. Next article. This is very important, and I'm glad this made major headlines, because you need to know about this. A monkey escapes a zoo and flees to Mickey D's. Apparently, even the animal kingdom is loving it. Now, this is a McDonald's in Gothenburg. Next to Gotham, have you seen Gotham? Not Gotham. Gothenburg, Sweden, has an unexpected visitor swing in on Wednesday night. The monkey that escaped from the Gothenburg Science Center, Universium, 9 miles away. So it took a 9-mile stroll to McDonald's. The monkey is of a very unusual species, and the museum is very grateful for the way in which this was handled by the franchisee and his staff. The monkey is now back at the museum and is doing well, although a little stressed constipated, with high blood pressure, and closer to diabetes. Experts think the monkey was genetically modified to sniff out Big Macs and had a secret obsession with dirty clowns. Read all about it, foxnews.com. Monkey escapes zoo, flees to McDonald's. Then, this is some more breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. More breaking headlines. Absolutely cutting edge, the edge of news right now. Trump threatens to pull U.S. out of the World Trade Organization. BBC.com News. This is world, U.S., and Canada. President Donald Trump has threatened to withdraw the U.S. from the World Trade Organization, claiming it treats his country unfairly. If they don't shape up, I would withdraw from the WTO, Mr. Trump said in an interview with Bloomberg News. The WTO was established to provide rules for global trade and resolve disputes between countries. It comes as President Trump set a Friday deadline for Canada to sign a new agreement with the U.S. and Mexico. He has also threatened to tax the country's automotive sector and even possibly cut it out. Now, with that said, experts say it would be much easier to just fire the WTO and start a TWO, a Trump world order. Sounds much more interesting than the World Trade Organization, and you could even have an ongoing reality TV series named Trump World Order. Or wait, I am referring to right now. BBC.com News, World, US, and Canada. Make sure to read all about it. This is very important. This is absolutely breaking news. And coming up in about 40 minutes, Diamond from Oppenheimer Ranch is going to be on Leak Project to discuss the grand solar minimum. But as you can see here, the major headlines cover what's really important besides possible extinction level events, besides a world in turmoil. And ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to remind you, my name is Serious Sam. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and you need to go to leakproject.com now. Check out the exclusive content. Become a premium member. Get access to the good stuff, the really good stuff. There's really good stuff on youtube.com/clandestine time lord. Also, thank you for your support. Be excellent to each other. Make sure to join us in about 40 minutes. Make sure to join us at DisclosureCon 2018. Be coming up here in October, first week of October, Pine Top, Arizona. You are not going to believe how cool the people are that are going to be at this event, DisclosureCon 2018. Be excellent to each other. You have to be serious. You cannot joke about anything, and be the change you want to see.